into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
It's me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on!
Do me, baby!
That's a good way to start. What's up, everybody? Well, I didn't know we were playing this song until just now. Otherwise, I would have actually gotten all the accessories. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw After Show, everyone, right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Jonny Loquasto here at JQuasto on the Twitter. The people sitting over to the left. She is the crown jewel of the Raw After Show of AFTERBUZZ TV. Find her on Twitter at Cathy Kelley.
That is
She's
not
Cathy
the proper
Kelley.
introduction.
What is the proper introduction?
I am the predictions champ.
Oh, you are?
But
I did not know that.
I just have to say that Steve Kaufman did not leave the belt here.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say that I have been the prediction champ in the past, and I've gratefully given it up to other people so that people can just have they're the rate.
They need their second.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't think that's going to happen this time, and I'm probably going to have to fight for it.
Where is he? We need to get him.
Right?
Is he even hosting a show right now?
No, he was here last night for Payback.
And he kept the belt.
Yep. Selfish.
Kaufman, we're looking at you. We want the belt. As if I have anything to say about it. I never win anything. But you are the prediction champion. You were undefeated last night.
It was.
8-0 or whatever.
Well, I mean, 3 people did get a perfect.
So what is that? But you won the tiebreaker.
Yes.
So therefore, you.
We had the same tiebreaker number, which kind of defeats the purpose.
It's yours.
But I know.
You the champ. The gentleman sitting to the left of Cathy.
Oh, hello.
You can find him on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every single week.
That's right.
He is the Prince of Positivity. You can find him on Twitter at Ty Matthews PMA. He's my man, Ty Matthews.
What to do?
What's up, man? You had yourself a wrestling match this past week. First match in, 2 years?
Almost 2 years. 6-man tag team match over at the Alternative Wrestling Show down at Southgate. I feel like I haven't lost a step.
And you didn't take any bumps, you said.
I did a suicide dive. That was enough risk for me.
And it worked.
Of course. Oh, I mean, I didn't successfully. I mean, like, it didn't live up to his name, but
okay.
I'm still here.
You're here.
But
you survived.
I survived the suicide dive.
That's what, you know, a match goes good. You're like, how'd it go? Good. Took no bumps. All right. That's when you know you're getting a little older. You're like, that's how you judge how well a match went.
Bump card done been filled up. But you can catch me, like you said, you can catch me every Saturday night and this coming Sunday at the Ocean View Pavilion in Port Hueneme for a live Championship Wrestling from Hollywood taping.
It's going to be a great taping.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely should. I'm going to miss it this week, but you definitely should go.
You're going to be on another continent.
I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to get robbed. It's going to be great. So yeah, let's. We have a lot to talk about. Not only was Payback I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, it's one of those pay-per-views that a lot of people didn't have high expectations for, but it over-delivered, in my opinion. I think that seems to be the common consensus. What do you guys think?
I thought it was great. Lots of great matches. Yeah. It was really fun to watch.
Good. This one dude in chat roll is pissing me off, so I'm sorry I'm getting distracted right now.
Why is that?
He's calling me Gilbert, and I'm going to punch him through the freaking...
There's no higher compliment than that.
All right, good point.
Come on.
Anyways.
The tag title match was phenomenal, as I expected it to be. 2 out of 3 falls match I'm always on board for. And, just a lot of mind-blowing spots from those 4 gentlemen.
Yeah, New Day just crushing it, as always. Cena and Rusev, I mean, match of the night. No?
I definitely don't agree with that.
Okay. No. What would you say, the tag match?
I definitely,
Well, you also predicted it weeks in advance.
What's that?
The ending of Cena and Rusev.
Cena and Rusev?
Yeah.
I did. I will take...
I think a lot of
does that
people
put me
did,
in contention for this predictions
Well, you
championship that you're
could
talking
submit
about?
your your predictions in the future.
Okay.
You're a great creative writer, that's for sure.
That I do. I have a bachelor's degree in creative writing.
There you go. So you know what's going on. But I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking at. To me, obviously, Cena and Rusev had a lot of crazy spots.
I'm not saying that it wasn't like that. Me predicting the ending has nothing to do with my opinion of the match.
Yeah.
But to me, it was too many things that we've seen before from John Cena in these type of situations. We've seen the pyro spot. We've seen the STF with the top rope.
True.
You know, I hate that we keep getting these non-finishes in these I Quit matches, in these last man standing matches. That's what I'm not a huge fan of.
Ziggler looks like Frankenstein after last night.
Yeah, he does. Those stitches are no joke.
Brutal.
That headbutt was. Ooh.
Hey, but chicks dig scars, apparently.
You know?
No.
It happened tonight.
Not this one, apparently.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. Starting off, we're in Richmond, Virginia for Monday Night Raw. Of course, AAA and AAA. They'll get you on they'll help you on the side of the road.
Broke down.
Yeah. Make sure you log in every year for AAA. You got to pay that money. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are in the ring. Obviously, they call out Seth Rollins. They put him over, saying he overcame 3 superstars. Steph makes fun of the crowd because that's how she do, because everyone had missed her. And she also says the IC title will be defended in the Elimination Chamber in less than 2 weeks already, by God, on May 31st. And then Sheamus comes down. He puts himself over.
I just love the drum roll for them revealing the IC title, and it was just silent.
Yep.
Silent.
Yeah, they knew what it was. I was like, what kind of new title? Oh, it's just...
No, it's the same belt.
You know why? It's because everyone knows it's Daniel Bryan's. They're like, oh, it's a nice reminder that he's not here.
Exactly.
And then they
remember that guy you love? Remember how he's not going to be wrestling for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how he's only going to be doing 5-hour energy commercials?
That's so weird. He's the last guy that would take a 5-hour energy. I'm so surprised by that ad.
Yeah.
I feel like he's drinking herbal tea. He's not drinking 5-hour energy.
Right.
They're natural.
Bullshit. Come on. I don't trust 5-hour energies more than I can throw them, and I can throw them pretty far. I can toss me a 5-hour energy. Don't trust it. So yeah, Elimination Chamber, IC title, well, hell, and tag titles are going to be on the line. But Sheamus comes down and says, I ended Daniel Bryan's career. Ryback hits the ring. He should be in the Elimination Chamber. They end up going one-on-one.
Hang on.
What?
Ryback never said anything about the Elimination Chamber, nothing about the Intercontinental title. He came down and said, hey, Sheamus, you're a bully. I don't like bullies. Well, and then Steph grabbed the mic and said, hey, if you guys want the Intercontinental title so much, you'll both be in the Elimination Chamber. Ryback never once mentioned it.
And let's not forget, Ryback was the bully for a while.
That was his whole thing.
He was bullying dudes everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, our friend Christian Cole got bullied in the shower.
Got the mess slapped out of him.
Weird shower scene.
He dropped his bag in the shower.
Fill it up with the water.
Oh, man.
So it's very weird. I don't like the choice of words, because I personally like Ryback the best when he was the bully. I get it, he's a face now, but I like him as the bully.
He could be a good guy and a bully.
Yeah.
Even
I don't know.
Be a star champion.
I mean, look, it's easy, whatever. But they have a match. They get put in the Elimination Chamber.
He's a bully that learned the error of his ways.
His heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah, that's one way to grow a heart. So they end up going one-on-one.
Yeah.
Ryback kind of feeling the effects of the Bray Wyatt match last night from Sister Abigail and such. Eventually a brogue kick for the win. Sheamus kind of pulls this one off cleanly.
Yeah, it was those ribs and that.
Oh yeah, the ribs.
That senton splash off the apron last night at Payback was absolutely sick looking. Like, none of Bray Wyatt hit the ground when he hit that senton.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that really did a number on those ribs.
It was beautiful, though. Way to go for him.
It was gorgeous. I love it. Give me a Dick Togo style senton any day of the week. I'm down.
We'll take it.
Kai Entai DX. But Sheamus taking advantage of those ribs, hitting that brogue kick. Like you said, pulling it off clean.
And without even, before the match even began, they're both in the Elimination Chamber, just like that. I would like a little bit more of a build-up. It'd be fun to have, like...
How much of a build-up?
They can't have it when you only have 2 weeks.
The show's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, last year, I remember when they added several... What is it? Oh. He's like, please don't alert people that I'm just randomly walking into the studio.
A guy just walked into the bathroom.
Laser focus, Cathy Kelley.
What
Unshakable.
You were saying, Kathy.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I don't either.
The lead up to the Elimination Chamber match?
Oh, I mean, last year when they started adding like an extra pay-per-view or something, and now having just so many in such a short amount of time, I'm excited because we don't have to pay for more pay-per-views anymore, but at the same time, it's like, what? That's every single weekend. You might as well just have another show set for Sunday nights.
If you count Unstoppable, that's 4 major events in as many weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty nuts.
I'm so excited for Unstoppable, but now Elimination Chamber, what?
Yep. Both. I'm excited for both,
NXT
for sure.
TakeOver.
Definitely.
The main roster.
Yep.
It is always weird when they put the NXT TakeOver the same week as a pay-per-view. I would like a little bit of a... But
separation.
then again, with Elimination Chamber, it's like, phooey.
Right. It was like...
Phooey.
Boy.
Fun, Dad.
Oh, bother. Yeah, so you're right. You can't have much of a build-up. You can't have, like, matches to get into the chamber.
You really got to pull the trigger and just announce everyone.
And the thing is, with the Elimination Chamber, for me, that's a major pay-per-view. Like, I would like to see. I understand their calendar was already set, so hey, you just got to do it. Maybe they had an opening in the proper arena. I'm assuming is what it was. They're like, all right, let's build the chamber.
Exactly. Yeah. The venue in Corpus Christi hasn't gone through those renovations yet, where they wouldn't be able to accommodate the chamber.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's gonna happen.
Or Satan's structure, if you're being hyperbolic.
So after the match, backstage, Rollins comes up with champagne along with J&J Security, Steph and Kane and Triple H. They're celebrating. Dean Ambrose comes in to ruin the party. He says, last time we fought one-on-one, I beat you, and in 2 weeks at the Elimination Chamber, I'm gonna grant you a rematch, as long as it's for the title.
Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends.
I don't know that song, but I'm sure it's some new piece of whatever.
Fall Out Boy?
No.
Who is it? Oh, is it Fall Out Boy? I didn't know.
It was also in Joe Dirt.
What was?
That line.
Really? That song's that old?
It wasn't a song.
I mean, it's just a line.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I love Joe Dirt. Didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Yep.
I know the Whamburger and French fries. That's a good one. Kid Rock just crushing it, Joe Dirt.
Charge and looking for chickies. That's got a sequel coming out.
I got one
soon.
mark here. Got backup right here. We could do Joe Dirt quotes all night.
Joe Dirt after show.
So, any hoozles, Triple H says, Kane, you handle this one. They walk away. Kane says it's up to the champion to decide because he's the future of the WWE. Dean says, I always knew you were Seth's neutered little lapdog, and now I see it up close. Devil's favorite demon. More like the devil's glorified butler. Or, yeah, that's pretty much
That's close enough.
Close enough. So Kane says, Dean, tonight you're taking on Bray Wyatt. And then Dean with the line of the night, I think, you really shouldn't be drinking on the clock. Boom. Cut to commercial. Love
That was
Dean
a
Ambrose.
mic drop moment right there.
Dean Ambrose, just let him, put him on the camera, let him go. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. And they're giving him a nice little push here. They know how much the crowd likes him.
Well, it's funny. A lot of our listeners and viewers have been asking for months, do you think they're ever going to have Ambrose versus Rollins again? Now, we all say yes, absolutely. I didn't think it was going to be so fast.
Yeah.
Right.
That tease, even though it was 30 seconds of the Shield being back together, was like tugging at my heart.
That was neat.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
I was like, whoa. I heard a rumor about that, but like,
yeah.
You pulled it out from under.
I was watching like this. And then they pulled the rug right out from under you.
Yeah. It was a beautiful tease, man.
It was.
They teased us.
It was.
So, yeah, that's going to be happening a little bit later on tonight. Renee Young in the ring with Neville. Neville basically says, nothing compares to competing in the WWE. It's always been his dream. Now it's time to Bo leave, everybody. Bo Dallas hits the ring and says, I love a good children's story. And I would say your career's looking up, but that would be a lie. And I don't say anything that I don't. Bo leave.
You're just doing,
A cartoon character?
No,
Probably.
I was going to say you're very good at Bray and Bo voices. So
I'm actually,
are you just like
no coincidence?
Rotunda?
Can you do
like,
IRS?
I'm the secret Rotunda, actually. I was the one that was sent out of the family.
Can you do Erwin R. Shyster?
I mean, it's not that hard to do Erwin R. Shyster. You just have to yell, you have to pay your taxes.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I might be best at IRS.
I like it.
Yeah.
So would this be...
we are revisiting one of my favorite NXT feuds.
I was just gonna say that. You said it before me.
Go ahead.
Well, no, just that Neville took the NXT championship from Bo Dallas back in the day, like 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer.
No, way
longer than that.
Okay, well, still, it was great.
It was good stuff.
Feels like yesterday.
Just with her sitcom intro freeze frame. Anyway, strong promos from both men. Neville's mic skills really.
They're improving, but let's be honest.
solid.
Neville was never a talker, and he may never be a talker.
No,
He doesn't have to be a talker.
I'm just saying they've gotten way better.
They have gotten a lot.
They've improved by leaps and bounds. They're as good as he needs them to be.
Yeah.
With the way he looks and the things that he does, they're as good as he needs them to be.
6 months ago, I would not have given him a mic in any situation. So at least it was cool. They put him in the ring, and he was able to say that. And
Exactly, and he was able to bounce off this amazing magnetic charisma of Bo Dallas.
Where do you keep your mouth guard if you're like going straight from an interview to a match?
Well, usually he hangs it on the waistband of his trunks.
Oh.
Yeah. Mouth guards.
Boom.
Shout out to my buddy Willie Mack. Rocks a mouth guard.
Willie Mack wearing that wet mouth guard all day. So yeah, Neville reminds Bo that he defeated him for the NXT title back in the day, of course. Bo Dallas attacks. That's when King Barrett hits the ring. We get Barrett versus Neville. Neville, of course, hobbled, really selling that left leg, the thighs all taped up. And Barrett works the leg. Neville goes for the springboard, the knee buckles, and bullhammer for the win. So really...
Another clean victory.
You could say that. Yeah, and then Bo Dallas attacks the leg after the match, so people might be wondering, is Neville going to be in the Elimination Chamber? No, because we're looking like Neville versus Bo Dallas.
I love it.
I'm okay with
Book
it.
it.
Definitely down with that.
You know they could work together. That's for sure.
And the storytelling in this match was so on point with that leg just becoming a recurring point over and over. That's what more people need to do, you know?
I agree.
But it was good stuff. And that finish, it's like I said, it was, for Bad News Barrett, it was as clean as it could be.
That's true.
You know, just taking advantage of the leg, hitting the bull hammer, 1, 2, 3. That's it.
That's very true.
No interference from Dallas until afterwards.
And Dallas was very aggressive, just crushing that leg. And I think this will be a good stepping stone for Neville.
I think it'll be a good stepping stone for both of them.
Yeah.
Will it be good for Bo Dallas, though?
It's something. He's finally getting something
If
again.
they turn in a match the way that they used to in NXT, it absolutely will be.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
He just needs to give out cookies.
Yeah, how many matches has he been getting recently?
None. I mean, he just came back from injury, I think.
Was he injured?
I think he was injured
And
for a
he
while.
came back with that sweet goatee.
The sweet goat. Yeah, now here is something we need to talk about because Rusev, man, not only we've talked about how he's gotten so good on the mic, he brought it to another level tonight, to where usually it's always like, Lana's the one everyone pays attention to. Rusev, I cannot say enough good things, not only about the match versus Cena, but when he starts screaming, "There is no Lana!" Like, it was so awesome and borderline hilarious at the same time. Just playing off the crowd, chanting for her. I mean, this segment was phenomenal. I never quit. I made John Cena pass out. I crushed John Cena. Lana quit. She hits the ring and says, "You're not just a Bulgarian brute. You're misunderstood. I believe in you. I always have since step one. I was trying to protect you." He calls her pathetic and disgusting. And she goes, "I did what's right for us and for you. You were screaming in Bulgarian. I quit." Rusev says he needs no one. "You're weak and you make me weak. Get out of here." Go ahead, Ty, take it away. Or Cathy.
It was great stuff. It's like you said, between the things that he's been saying on the mic and his facial expressions, he's one of the most emotive guys on the roster right now.
Yeah.
And I think coming from a place that he did in NXT, where I don't think anyone would have expected that. From the days of Alexander Rusev when he was breaking the boards with his opponent's names written on them, which I do miss. I miss that a lot.
It's very powerful without even talking.
Exactly. He would come out with board, opponent's name written on it, and break it.
I think the last time he did it was Ziggler.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So it all comes full circle.
Board.
But yeah, that's exactly he's connecting in such a way that I don't think anybody really saw coming.
He is being such a good heel.
Exactly.
This is the example of they've had so many guys that they start on NXT or they start on the main roster and they win and they win and they win and they win and it gets boring and usually those guys just fade off. Mm-hmm. And this is an example of someone who has turned that around and people weren't behind him at first because he was winning and you're like, I don't know if I believe this. And then finally he's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's all credit to him. Yeah. I think he's the one that's making this segment so compelling.
Lana's done it. She's been incredible.
Together,
yeah, they've been such a great duo, and it's actually a shame to see them being broken up because I still think they had a lot of legs together. But
I think they'll get back together.
I don't think they had many more legs to go together. How much more could they have done?
She's just making him jealous right now. That's how you win your man back.
I don't know.
I guess you're right. The problem is we're in such a microwave society. You know, their run has been, what, I'd say well over a year, correct?
I don't know about well over. It's been a little over.
So in modern times, that's probably like a 5-year run in the 80s. So, I mean, it's really not that bad.
Given the fact that WWE produces 10 hours of content a week, if you really extrapolate that.
Which means The Shield had a 10-year run, essentially.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Where does she go from there? Like, I don't see her with Ziggler managing him, or like, I don't want her to fall into the category of, you know, some of these other girls that we've seen where they just, like Summer Rae, she just basically hops from guy to guy.
Yeah, I feel like they've invested too much in Lana's character. I love where Rusev is going. I just think the way he just makes it so real when he's screaming and flipping out and angry. And it looked like he was going to cry on a few occasions.
The relationship right now is so compelling that the only place they could go is against each other, and I'm really excited to see where they take that.
Yeah, I certainly didn't see what happened. I didn't see that coming later on in the show, which we'll get to in just a little bit, because that was not the last we saw of Lana for this evening, that's for sure. Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Not surprising here. J&J end up interfering. Noble sends Ambrose off the ropes right into his sister Abigail for the win. Not exactly a clean win, but yeah, Bray does hit Sister Abigail, and much like their feud months ago, Bray on top.
Yep.
Which, I mean, hey.
I mean, it was a thing that happened. I'm kind of sick of the idea of pro wrestlers who make their living wrestling professionally being punished by being put into a match with another pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Like at the top of the show, we see Kane. You know what? You think you're so funny? You're going to wrestle Bray Wyatt. You're going to do your job, the one you applied for.
That is kind of weird.
Against another wrestler.
What else is the punishment?
I mean, like, we've seen them do it a million times. You know, they've gotten guys in 1-on-12, 1-on-15 matches. I hate seeing wrestlers being positioned as punishments for other wrestlers.
And the thing is, Dean Ambrose has no fear. It's not like he cares.
Exactly. Dean Ambrose on one side has no fear. Bray Wyatt has lost plenty of times, so it's not like he's this unstoppable force that Dean Ambrose has no chance against.
He's the new face of fear, though, Ty.
So I've heard.
Yeah. Well, you've seen it. You've seen that face.
But it was, I mean, obviously it was a good match because both of them are awesome competitors.
They're both gold in the ring, and they have great chemistry, and, we didn't get to see much of it. But right now it's going to be, Seth versus Dean, which we'll get to in just a bit. New Day.
So good.
New Day rocks.
Favorite part of the show.
Taking on Kid and Cesaro, Xavier Woods banned from ringside, and the New Day found out before the match that at the Elimination Chamber, for the first time ever, there's going to be a tag team Elimination Chamber match where the New Day has to be in a pod and defend their titles against 5.
Wait, let me stop you right there. They found out last night, and I only point that out because they were drinking ice-cold milk out of champagne flutes.
I'm sorry, which I applaud them. There's nothing better than ice-cold milk out of a champagne flute. Everyone knows that. But they have to defend their titles against 5. 5. 5. 5.
Is Subway still doing that?
5.
5.
5.
5.
5. 5 other tag teams in the Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
How many viewers did we just lose?
They're not, I don't know. It's a good thing we're not periscoping. So yeah, they have to defend against so many other teams. Kid and Cesaro in control for most of the match. New Day gets disqualified because they don't listen to the rules and they break them damn rules. Next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. Every single tag team. Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, The Ascension, and the prime time players. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Ty, take it away. You didn't like this segment? I did, because PTP was on top. What?
No, don't get me wrong. As excited as I was to see most of these teams, it's the same problem that we fell into earlier with announcing all of the competitors in the IC title match. It's like, okay, we need a segment where we show the fans not only who is in the match, but that we just have 5 teams in general. So all of these teams run out into this huge schmoz. None of them have any reason to be fighting half the other teams.
Right.
What has the Ascension done to earn a tag team title match? What has Los Matadores done to earn a tag team title match?
Nothing.
Absolutely
But
nothing.
You got to have 6 teams.
Sandow and Axel have done more than Matadores have.
Ooh, why can't they be in the Elimination Chamber?
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be more entertaining than the Matadores.
But I would have... I would have liked a little bit more creativity in how this segment came about.
Well, once
rather
again,
than just here's another team, here's another team, here's another team.
It's because they only have 2 weeks.
No, I get it. I get why. I'm saying there could have been more creative ways to do it.
Well,
what's a solution? What would have been a better way?
Something that involved all of them not just running out and fighting each other for literally no reason, zero reason. I know the real reason.
Maybe because they all wanted to be in the match. Like, if we run down here right now, we could do something and prove ourselves.
But if we're using that logic, then why isn't there anytime there's a title match coming up, just a ton of guys go down to ringside and start fighting each other?
Well, Sandow was gonna come out, and he just had to get his
glasses on.
Gear on.
Yeah.
Just a little more creativity. Try a little tenderness, guys.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying. I do. But I love the fact that primetime players cleared the ring, which was dope, and they were standing tall. They're going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and I don't know. It's going to be fun to see those teams just like jam-packed.
I am really, really excited to see a tag team Elimination Chamber match because
a lot of
it's
people
basically
in an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
every team
it's
can
like
work.
Games.
Every team can work.
It's
in
like
that,
War Games, guys.
in that match. Yeah.
That's all we need.
I mean, as much as everyone wants to make fun of the Ascension, those guys are good in the ring.
I am a fan of the Ascension, for sure.
It's going to be fun watching them in a pod together with those shoulder pads. There won't be any room. That's going to be great.
I'm excited to see them, excited to see PTP. I'm excited for the match itself, for sure.
I'll tell you what, you give me 2 Elimination Chamber matches that we have never seen before, I'm on board.
This also really makes sense for why primetime players have been cutting all those promos against the other guys the past couple weeks, because they have just been like pointing them all out like individually, and then now they're going to get the chance to face all of them at the same time.
That's why I've loved the fact that they have not wrestled. They haven't shown up in a ring. They've been cutting these promos every single week because they're funny and they're entertaining, and now it just builds them up a little bit.
It seems like they did actually have a plan for this.
I wish they would sell their T-shirts. I want one.
Right? We need to get on that.
How are they not sold?
It'll start in the next couple weeks.
Kathy, it's been a while. I've been bitching every week about it. No one's listening to me.
No one does. Ever.
Point taken. Yeah. John Cena hits the ring next. The champ is still here. We all have our differences, but at the end of the day, we're all proud Americans. This is our championship, and the champ is here. And now it's time to give the competition a little bit of opportunity. I'll tell you what. Didn't see this coming.
Not at all.
Kevin Owens hitting that ring. Wow. This was a segment.
It was. It absolutely was.
Whew. Where do we start? Kevin Owens, who in my opinion on NXT hasn't said nearly as much as I expected him to say. Like, because, we all know his career. Mean? He used to be a mic fiend.
He's been on the mic every single time he's been on NXT.
Yeah, but he really hasn't said that much, though.
What are you talking
It's the same thing over and over again. I do this for my family and my children. I'm a good dad.
He's so good. He is so good. Because
on the mic?
he is...
All right.
Yes, he is like.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was when was it? A couple weeks ago, his interview with Michael Cole, where they were just going back and forth, and you know that was
the depth of his relationship with Sami Zayn has added so much.
Oh no, I agree. I'm not saying that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's what he's been talking about, and those are the points that he's been making on the mic.
Okay. I mean, no, I think he's the perfect heel. I'm just saying, like, we all know...
He's not Bray Wyatt.
It's because he's one of those guys, and everyone has that in their life, who they're saying all of these things that make sense. Like, if they were written on paper, yes, he's fighting for his family, but he's a total dick.
Right. Agreed. I totally agree.
And those are the greatest heels. Those are the greatest villains.
It's all conveyed in, like, the way he looks at someone.
Right. All of the greatest real-life villains thought that they were right.
I've seen Owens or whatever Steen let people have it on the microphone, and thus far,
when he was dropping F-bombs,
right. So that's what I'm saying is, like, maybe thus far he hasn't had to let anyone have it because he's let his brutality do the talking.
But that's only because he's had one major feud, and they've been able to stretch that for as long as they have.
Can we also talk about how Kevin Owens' son is a huge fan of Cena?
How do you know? How do you know that?
Because someone tweeted it to me. I forget their name. Hold on. But there's a video of, like, his son wearing a Cena shirt.
Even better. If they add that.
They had that with his feud against Sami Zayn. Like, Sami
that
was
promo
just like,
that he cut last night.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He was like, well, are you just angry that your son is wearing my t-shirt and not a Kevin Owens t-shirt?
Right. Oh, my God. That segment. Don't even get me started on that segment, because I could just, like, gush about that for days. Kevin Owens cutting a promo with his back to Sami Zayn was hot fire.
Magnum MH said that on Twitter and then sent an Instagram.
He's got a killer spine buster.
Well, anyways, let's go to this segment. Was fantastic. Owen says, I would introduce myself, but you know exactly who I am, and anyone who doesn't know me isn't worth my time. And by the way, John Cena, I injured Sami Zayn in the first place. I did that weeks ago. They kind of go back and forth a little bit. Cena says, let me give you some veteran advice. And this is the Kevin Owens I've been waiting to see. Because I feel like at NXT, it's been very, very one note, which has worked perfectly. It's been a nice introduction to him. But this is when he let Cena really have it. And this has been the Kevin Owens on the mic I've been wanting to see. Where he's like, hold on a second. I've been doing this 15 years. I'm doing it longer than you, so you don't get to give me advice ever. That was badass.
Yeah.
And that's what I was waiting for. Yeah.
It all makes sense.
And Cena's just like, I see a scare kid who wants to rattle my cage, but you don't take Sami Zayn lightly. And at the U.S. title, you want whatever. You want some, can get some Cena.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Take another way from Cena. Him and Rusev, amazing on Payback.
I don't know about amazing.
Dude, all right. I like the fact that we're disagreeing tonight. It's good. Granted, we're wearing flannel. We're flannel brothers.
I'm not wearing flannel.
That's all right. We'll work it out next time. We'll work it out.
Just call me Plaid Pladford.
And now Plaid Pladford, everybody. He's got a family.
Louis Spicoli ref.
So, yes, Owen says, I already have a prize. That's the NXT title. My answer is no, but you and I are going to fight someday. And that's when he gets a kick to the stomach, that power bomb, and then he steps on the U.S. title. That's where we talk about him being the perfect heel.
I loved it, absolutely.
And by God.
And I think the Open Challenge needed that. It needed, it really injected some life into this segment. With Kevin Owens coming out, he's the NXT champion. He doesn't need anything else right now. He's saying he's stepped on the U.S. title and said NXT is better than WWE. That's essentially what he said. It was awesome.
A lot of fans were yelling the night after WrestleMania.
It was awesome.
It really was.
That pop-up powerbomb.
I don't know what that did for Cena. I think that's literally just Cena putting over NXT.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, hats off to him.
Got to give him credit.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been putting people over every week with that U.S. title. Whether or not he obviously he's winning, but he's putting them over. But
it's like we talked about last week. Putting someone over isn't necessarily having them win. Putting them over is making them look strong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I do have to say, this is what I wanted for Paige's debut, though, is for her. Because at the time, she was the women's champion down at NXT, and she could have easily brought her title out and had a match and all of that. I feel like this is, Kevin Owens is doing it now, but I wish that this had been done a year ago with the women.
That's a good point. Yeah, we saw Paige tonight, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah.
But, this segment was amazing. I didn't see this coming at all.
Not at all.
It's funny because this makes, obviously we're all going to watch TakeOver anyway.
Of course.
But we find out a little bit later on that we're going to see Kevin Owens in a ring real soon for WWE. Anyway, Ziggler and Stardust, as quick as you could say Stardust, this match was over.
So fast. And oh my God, it was so disappointing given how many positive reports I've heard of their matches on house shows lately. I've heard that they've been tearing it up, and I was really looking forward to it. And then 2.5 minutes later, boom, zigzag baby.
Zigzag baby!
Done.
Don't know what to do with Stardust right now.
Right.
It's a shame. Well, I think with Ziggler, they just didn't want him to risk opening up those stitches again, because that was nasty.
It's possible.
But damn,
that
Stardust,
was a lot of blood last night.
I'm telling you, I have the fix for Stardust.
Absolutely.
It's simple.
What's that?
He keeps losing. Well, mission accomplished. Already happening. At one moment after a match, he's in the middle of the ring. He drops to his knees, he looks up at the stars, and he just flips, starts screaming. Lights go out, lights come back on, there's just smoke and dust, he's gone. Disappears for months. And then they find the right moment, he reappears as a babyface and just gets into a program with somebody.
As Stardust or as Cody Rhodes?
Of course as Stardust.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stardust is too good, you don't get rid of him yet.
No, not at all.
He was amazing as a babyface.
For sure.
SummerSlam weekend, he hopped all around Los Angeles in costume.
Did he?
He showed up to Radio Row 6 a.m. in costume, pissing off his brother. When we were interviewing him, Goldust was sitting 10 feet over, and he would just keep yelling over, and every time Dustin would look over, just it's hilarious.
I love it. The dynamic between those two, absolutely love it.
It's really, really good. But anyways, it's a bummer for Stardust. But yeah, Ziggler. Anyways, here's what we need to get to. He wins the match, and then who got in the ring with him? Was it Cole or Renee Young?
Cole did.
Cole got in the ring.
Because he had that sweet headphone indentation in his hair.
Yes, he sure did.
That was gnarly.
Dolph says, I'll take care of anyone who I need to, and then that's when Cole makes it.
Wait. Hang on. Oh, yeah, no, continue, please.
Cole then says, you're going to be in the Elimination Chamber. You are the 6th person to be in the IC title Elimination Chamber.
Dolph Ziggler says, about time, like the dude's never had an Intercontinental title match before.
That's true.
That's all you've wrestled for the past year. About time for what?
I don't know. Sometimes you say things in the moment, and that's what, I don't know. It's about time! But that's when Lana comes out. We're like, what the hell is going on here? She comes down to the ring. She smiles at him adorably. Lays a kisser on his kisser. They have a weird moment.
And then they're like, what the hell is going on here?
They have a weirdly long moment.
Well, then
a longly weird moment.
She kisses him again. Ziggler starts looking for Rusev. He storms down to the ring. He cusses Lana out. Another zigzag baby.
Cusses her out.
I'm assuming it's what he was doing. He's yelling and then she smacks him.
Right.
Smacks him real hard.
Yep.
You nailed that.
Well,
I like when he does his Blanca from Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
When he does his Blanca from Street Fighter and he's just like doing the arms.
So dope.
It's amazing.
Man, Rusev, he crushed it.
And he gets hit with a zigzag baby.
He sure did. And then Ziggler and Lana, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yep.
They leave together. I don't know, man. What is it? To me, this has got to be a setup. Then again, they're both in the Elimination Chamber, so.
Mm-hmm. Which is Rusev being in that Elimination Chamber match. I wouldn't have expected.
You don't think Lana's going to help him win the IC title after a long U.S. title reign?
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think that this is a long con.
Because then again, Rusev would also make sense as the Intercontinental Champion, Bulgarian. I don't know. Do you think that this is just all a big setup?
I guess.
I don't know.
If we're going with the semantics of the IC
He
title.
could just be the champion of anything.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
see them back together at some point way down the line.
I don't necessarily
really
think
like
anytime
her
soon.
Distracting him and getting him in a headspace where he's not okay. He can't function without her.
And maybe to the point where he begs for her to come back.
Either begging for her to come back or he's just explosive because he's so angry and he doesn't know how to channel that. It's like he's just really sad deep down because he loves her. But
very sad. Very sad.
Just angry.
Yeah.
His heart was crushed.
Well, speaking of
doing the Rusev face.
What crushed?
I did Francie and I were watching the pay-per-view last night, and I did my baby kick of how Rusev jumps,
kick?
but it's just it looks like a fat baby kicking. That's what it is.
I haven't really seen a fat baby kick, but I believe you.
Where have you been?
Not watching fat babies, apparently.
When I was a baby, I was so fat that I couldn't jump. I couldn't get off the ground when I jumped, and so I feel like that's kind of what Rusev does now.
Up top.
We're fat babies.
I was a very
former fat babies in the house. Fat babies! All right, we got to move here. We got to get moving. Kane backstage sees Rosa Mendes and Adam Rose making out. Why not?
Absolutely no reason.
No reason other than the fact that they're partying.
Sure.
Maybe the lollipop has something in it. I don't know. Harper and Rowan taking on Fandango and Zack Ryder. Hey, Fandango and Ryder getting in some offense.
Yep.
Sure, it ends with a nice super kick choke slam combo for the win.
Full Nelson slam.
But at least we got to see Fandango and Ryder get a little, something in there.
Screen time, sure.
But here's my question: Harper and Rowan, too early for them to be in the Elimination Chamber, I guess. Why wouldn't they be in it? Matadores?
I would have thought. Believe me, for sure. I would rather see them in that match than plenty of those other teams. But maybe they'll have something to do with the finish.
Ooh.
Who knows?
Point taken. Next, what do we got next? Divas Championship. Nikki Bella taking on Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi recharged those shoes.
She sure did.
The timing of this, we were like, wait, is this the main event?
Right? Oh, we got excited.
It was close.
We got excited.
Technically, it was the main event.
You know what? It actually technically was.
It was the last match of the night. It was the main event. Good for them.
Air quotes.
Give Divas a chance.
Give Divas a technical chance.
So Nikki aggressive early on through the second rope. Nice little suicide dive there, taking on Naomi and Tamina.
Her foot on the rope.
She almost did. That could have been a disaster. Not only that, Naomi getting clotheslined backwards over the top rope.
Yeah.
Throwing out some high spots.
Real nice. But during the commercial break, Naomi takes back control, but Nikki makes the comeback, goes for the rack attack. Tamina comes in with the super kick.
And I was worried. I was worried at first that Tamina had gotten injured again. We saw medical personnel tending to her arm.
Jesus, man. She's not had a lot of luck.
No, I was a little worried, but
she's going to be okay.
Well enough to pull off a pretty gnarly super kick. That's all we need.
Super kick for the DQ. Then Paige comes out and makes the save. She goes to hand Nikki the Divas title. That's when she hits the Rampage. So now what does that mean? We don't know. Obviously some kind of match.
That means a triple threat match at Elimination Chamber. That's what I think.
Because Paige was supposed to be the number one contender, and then
Naomi took her out. So they both have legitimate claims to the title. Yep. That's organic storytelling. That's what I enjoy.
There you go.
That is going to be a good match.
It'll be good. It'll be real good for sure.
I'll tell you what, Elimination Chamber is. I don't even need build up. It looks pretty fun.
For sure.
So
definitely.
The architect of it. I'm sorry. Backstage, we see Kevin Owens shaking hands with Triple H. Renee Young comes up to him and says, "Hey, what were you talking about with the Authority?" And he says, "Well, the Elimination Chamber. I told Cena I'd fight him on my terms, so it's going to be one-on-one with John Cena at the Elimination Chamber. I'm assuming for the U.S. title."
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember if they said that or not.
What if John Cena became NXT champion? How about that? Title versus title.
There's always the question of, will Kevin Owens retain the NXT title at Unstoppable? Because I don't know.
Do you think
so? Either he retains it, and then it's this whole champion versus champion, or if he loses it, then he's like, well, now I have to provide for my family, so I'm going to kill you.
That's very possible.
You think it'd be a fast move to the main roster?
Not at all. I mean, fast comparatively speaking, maybe.
I like the crossover a lot of the time.
Not when you consider the fact that, like he said in his promo, he's been wrestling for 15 years all over the world.
Here's the question though: how injured is Sami Zayn?
He's still competing.
Yeah, I mean they haven't pulled Zayn or Itami from Unstoppable.
They've showed a lot of video segments of Zayn being hurt and him going to doctor's appointments and whatnot, but they haven't. He's still technically booked, so we'll see how it happens.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but this past week on NXT, there was a clear ADR voiceover.
Yes, there was.
Oh, they always have that. Yeah,
that was I don't think they always have that. That was the Michelle McCool. Do you remember that? Michelle McCool, not too long ago, she had a
it's been a while. She's been gone a while.
It's been a minute. She had a loser leaves match with Layla, and so she's on SmackDown. She's cutting a fired up promo, and she says, "Loser leaves," and then cuts to Layla. Very blatant ADR. WWE.
Why the hell would they add that in?
Loser leaves WWE. Don't know. Maybe it wasn't clear enough.
All right.
But that's exactly what happened with Zayn.
Well, there you go. And so that's why, I don't know, it makes me wonder if I would love to see him get the title back. I just don't know if he's legitimately injured. You can't.
It's definitely confusing how it's all playing out. The fact that if he's well enough to wrestle, then great. Then it's going to be an awesome match, of course, But... It makes me a little bit worried.
I'm hoping he's not injured.
A bit worried.
Because, if there's anyone that could go up to the main roster right away, there's so many guys. But Kevin Owens, Sami
Zayn, Finn Balor, Hideo Itami.
All of them. But Owens, I think, is the oldest out of all of them. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
By a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I feel like his body's taken the most damage. So
if we're talking about people taking damage, then Zayn's probably taken more damage than anyone.
A lot. That's true.
If you look at the matches that he and Owens have had, like in Ring of Honor, taking package pile drivers on the ladders,
ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
But
Owens would be a fantastic heel anywhere. So
for sure.
Maybe.
And I think giving him a one-on-one match with John Cena at a pay-per-view, what better way is there to ingratiate someone to the WWE universe?
You're right. That's
face or heel.
So it makes you wonder if this is their way of bringing Kevin Owens up to the main roster. Where,
you can't kick him back down to NXT after wrestling John Cena on a pay-per-view. He's on the main roster now.
But they've done that with everyone so far.
What, have them wrestle John Cena one-on-one on a pay-per-view?
Oh, on a pay-per-view, no.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Doesn't that automatically give away that he's going to drop the title?
Not necessarily, not at all. I think Cathy threw out a good scenario for both options.
What was that? I wasn't listening.
Title versus title. I mean, they
one side. I mean, not necessarily title versus title, but champion versus champion.
Champion versus champion. But they've also had so many crossovers where they have guys from the main roster come down and wrestle for a set of tapings down at NXT, and I think that he could still do that, especially if his family is still living in Florida. He could travel, do the main roster shows, and then do 2-3 sets of tapings of NXT, and then be full-time on the main roster.
Right. And who knows? There is the rumor of Samoa Joe.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is that.
Maybe he costs Owens the title or something. I don't know.
It's possible. That's very possible.
That's another guy. You bring Samoa Joe in, he better not be in NXT for very long. Because
right, exactly.
Talk about a guy coming in with a name.
Right.
Holy God.
And not only that, we've got Uha Nation getting ready to debut on NXT
Did you call
pretty
him
soon.
Uha Nation? Uha Nation.
I mean, that's his name.
Yeah. No, you said hoo-ha nation.
No, I said Uha.
Oh.
There you go.
But yeah, he's about to debut. Not really sure what his name there is going to be. They haven't really said anything. They're like, this is a guy.
They haven't given his name.
No.
He's just a big dude.
He's just a guy.
He's a guy.
And he can do incredible things.
We still have a whole segment to talk about, and we have like 3 minutes left.
They
gave us the 15-minute round.
We got 6. We're good. We got 6 minutes. Point is, there's a lot of good stuff that we think is going to happen. We just don't know what.
Right.
So
that's a good problem to have.
It absolutely is. It's now time for the architect of a dream. The Authority celebrates with Seth Rollins. They said they've always believed in you and sees the reflection of the cerebral assassin. Does Triple H? He says, I see a little bit of me in you, sir. And then Kane says, I'm glad you're champion and you truly are best for business. And I'll also say thank you because you saved my job and I put this video package together. No, you didn't. The editors did, Kane, you damn demon. Anyways, they show the video package. It's lovely.
I do like the idea of like Kane editing the video himself.
I hate using After Effects. Final Cut 10's better than 7.
But it was a pretty sweet video package.
It was. It was. Jamie Noble, speaking of sweet, he puts over West Virginia. And then he says, Joey Mercury, he's got something to say. He's a little choked up right now, but it's going to be magical. It's going to be amazing. Here's the mic, Joey. Joey just gets choked up, and Dean Ambrose ruins it.
About to talk.
And they draw that out for so long.
So great. He's about to cry. He's getting flushed.
It's like
perfect timing, too.
Mercury and Noble are like straight up like vaudevillian like performers at this point.
Dude, they're the Keystone Cops.
They're the vaudevillains.
Right. Oh my God, I knew that was coming. Noble taking pratfalls all over the place. Mercury saying so much with his face without even speaking.
Yeah.
It's incredible physical comedy. Love it. And it's like you said, they're the Keystone Cops of the Authority.
Oh, no, they're so great. I mean, they just pull it off every single week. They figure out a way to be entertaining.
Right.
Dean Ambrose comes down and says, sorry, I'm a little late to the party. I'm looking for a Justin Bieber album. Yeah. But I'm going to give you another opportunity for a match with me because I'm a line jumper and I want my match or else. Steph gets in his face and says, you've done nothing to earn a match. But Seth is a fighting champion. Seth, get him! And that's kind of when they go at it. J&J get
Seth
involved.
doesn't really want to get him at first.
No, I don't. No, of course not. He's a bad guy.
That happens.
Ambrose with a sweet suplex on the outside, a backdrop onto the announcer's table, taking out J&J, and my God, who put the cinder blocks there?
Yeah.
How many months ago was that? That was last year, I think?
That was a pretty long time ago.
October?
But it's like he's threatening with the steel chair. Like, are we buying that a steel chair is going to crush these cinder blocks?
I don't know. But whatever. I was down. He puts him up against the cinder blocks, threatens with the steel chair. That's when J&J steal it. He destroys them. Rollins kind of runs away.
Well, and while he's threatening Rollins with the chair, he's saying, give me my match. And they say, okay, you can have your match if you let him go. He doesn't let him go. He goes to smash his head with the chair anyway.
Yeah.
But then later on, they announce that the match is happening anyway. So we've got a title match.
I mean, look.
However it happened.
They just found out about the damn chamber. I mean, they're doing what they can.
We just found out about the chamber.
Found out, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they knew much before. Quick decision. But yeah.
Either way, we've got a title match on our hands.
We do. Rollins runs away. Ambrose gets in the ring, gets the boot from Kane. He sets him up for dirty deeds, but then Rollins attacks and a sweet pedigree. Really nice
Better than
pedigree.
last night.
That's what should have happened last night.
Yes. So now, I'll tell you what. You got an IC title Elimination Chamber match. You got a tag team title Elimination Chamber match. Something with the Divas.
We've got Owens and Cena.
And Rollins versus Ambrose, arguably the feud of the year
This
from
is
2000.
going to be a better show than Payback for sure.
Yeah. Which Payback was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
It was good.
Because we didn't expect it to be that good. That's always what happens.
It was good.
I'm telling you. I mean, Rollins Ambrose, that was the feud of the year, in my opinion. And they can have the feud of the year anytime they want.
For sure.
All of a sudden, we have this match. I mean, wow.
Looking forward to it. A lot to look forward to.
For having to put together something so fast, they've done a hell of a job. And I'm really excited. I'm going to be back in town to actually be able to watch it. So I'm stoked for that.
From Rio.
And Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
if you're watching or listening in Brazil, I'll be out there.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Gonna do a show.
I'm doing one show. Otherwise, I'm just chilling.
If you happen to be in Rio, go see Johnny.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be in Copacabana.
Ooh.
That's a real place. I didn't know.
Awesome.
I thought it was just a Barry Manilow song.
I was going to say, Barry Manilow.
Not Cole Cabana.
Oh.
Love Cole Cabana. There's a place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine he's probably been there.
He used to come out to that song. Fun little fact.
Not surprised. Yeah. Not surprised at all. But yeah, so we enjoyed Monday Night Raw, we enjoyed Payback, and now we're all stoked for Chamber because bottom line is we're gonna have great matches.
And we're definitely stoked for Unstoppable.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yes.
Yep.
Real
Sasha Banks
quick.
versus Becky Lynch.
Damn.
Excited for that.
Excited for everything.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens,
Definitely.
Tyler Breeze, Hideo Itami, and
Fatal
Tommy
four-way is
and
gonna be
Balor.
incredible.
Finn Balor. And I don't know about Hideo, he's gonna wrestle, but
We'll see. We'll see.
Regardless.
a lot of good stuff. So
Good stuff.
it's about that time, everybody. It's time to put ourselves over because the show's just about done. Ty Matthews, go as I slap Kathy's computer accidentally.
Slap it.
No, and it deserved it.
What?
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, Ty Matthews PMA.
I don't know.
Watch me on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on Saturday nights, on KDOC locally and U2 America nationally. Come out to Port Winnie on Sunday if
Yeah.
you're in California. Come see a live taping and all that stuff. you know.
Absolutely, Cathy Kelley.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
That's right. You can see me in Brazil. I'm going to be hanging out. Anyways, as far as stand-up comedy goes, if you live in Denver, I'm coming back June 25th
Denver,
to 28th.
yeah.
I can't wait. I'll be at the Comedy Works. That's an early heads up if you live in Denver. Make sure you come out to those shows. Otherwise, I mean, hell, I'm going to miss next week. I'll miss all of you, but I'll be horribly sunburnt. So you guys have an amazing week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. For listening?
Listening.
Thanks for listening. I can't even...
Make sure to listen
I'm gonna
next week,
slap
guys.
No.
We love you, everybody. As Rusev would say...
There is no Lana.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.